I told you guys King Charles was going to be in the news soon. And when I said that, I wasn't guessing. And this is the intel for tonight. Back then, it was actually right after the first of the year. I think it was, I want to say January 2nd or 3rd of this year, right after the new year, King Charles died. Now, you could say that, oh, King Charles, you know, has been dead for a while. It's not the real King Charles. He was never really the king. And some or all of those things are probably accurate. But what I wanted to tell you guys tonight is that the entity who we thought we were seeing, that was King Charles, that guy is no longer. And the reason for that, well, I don't want to say the reason for that, but why it matters to us is because this is a marker for what's to come next. And what's to come next has everything to do with NESARA and the QFS system. So when the Queen's death announcement happened last year and King Charles was crowned and given power, or the Queen's death announcement was supposed to trigger a major financial restructure worldwide, which is known as NESARA GESARA. That announcement was delayed. And although it should have happened right afterwards, that should have triggered a chain of irreversible events, which led us into GESARA and into a new currency and into all the things that we've been waiting for. It was delayed. Why it was delayed, I don't know. What I do know is I'm not too happy about it because honestly, NESARA saves a lot of people in many different ways, not just financially, but if you see the amount of different consequences that there are because of debt and because of interest rates, mortgages, car loans, student loans, credit card debt, the list goes on and on and on. The consequences behind all of those things are things that you wouldn't even think of. Murder, robbery, domestic violence, suicide, kidnapping, custody battles, divorce. The list on that goes on and on and on. And most of the stress that's in this world, most of those triggers, so to speak, are because of debt. So what this world needs is not a great savior, not a great, a messiah to come and rescue everybody. Although that, that'll happen or not happen. Regardless of that, the biggest thing that we need right now is to get rid of the damn central banking system and to eliminate all of the illegal debt that has been accumulated for years and years and years, decades, centuries even. When the Queen's dead, the Queen's been dead for a long time. We've all known that. It didn't just happen, in 22 or 23, whenever they announced it. That was the announcement of the Queen's death, okay? That announcement was supposed to trigger a series of events which led us to GESARA, NESARA. NESARA is national, GESARA is global. It's going to happen worldwide. There were things that just, I guess the White Hats didn't necessarily anticipate after they made the Queen's announcement. I told you, the cabal still had a little bit of power in this world and even though they weren't operational as this untouchable being as they used to be, the power that they did have was still significant enough so that they could stop the White Hats from implementing what they wanted to implement. They can't stop it now. That was a year ago when the Queen's death announcement happened. Not going to happen anymore. So they kind of switched midstream to plan B, if you will, or plan C or plan F or plan whatever the hell this is. We're on so many different plans. And they gave the king the crown. Now, whether the king is dead or alive when he took over power, this is all just almost like comms, like markers, so to speak. The king, I learned about this in early January, which is when I made that post that I showed you guys before. The king's being in the news right now is going to lead to the announcement of the death of the king. The announcement of the death of the king is, as of right now, because the announcement of the death of the queen was supposed to lead to Jacera, but as of right now, as I'm told, the announcement of the king's death, of King Charles' death, which is coming. It's coming. I don't know if it's going to be within days or a week or 2 weeks. I have no idea, but it's coming. It looks like it's going to be this month, sometime in January. When that happens, that is the final marker. That is the final instance of the final step that we need, the final coded message, so to speak, that the White Hats are giving to their worldwide alliance group to initiate Jacera. So we are that close to having that happen. Kate, Princess Kate Middleton, I think her name is, or whatever the hell, who cares? Her being in the hospital now is absolutely no coincidence whatsoever. It has something to do with the announcement of the king's death. I don't know exactly what they're doing with Kate, how it relates to Charles, how it relates to the Prince Philip, how I don't know. But what I do know is seeing the king in the news, which I knew was going to happen. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, I made that claim. This is a very good step towards the financial freedom that we're all hoping, that we were all hoping would have happened by now, but obviously has not. William, what did I say? Philip? Who's Philip then? I am. I meant Prince William, yes.